When I first began my projects with creating a blog on WordPress, allowing me to organise and display my work neatly, WordPress allows me to embed images and videos, therefore supporting my written work and making it a more visually pleasing space. I also used YouTube as this was an easy and free site to discover many different short films of different genres and budgets to enhance my own ideas by analysing pre-existing ones. When shooting my own short film, I used one camera which had a wide-angled lens called a GoPro Hero 4 Session. This type of camera allowed me to do shots from first person and underwater as it is waterproof. In conjunction with this, I used the GoPro app, which allowed me to see what I was filming, as this camera does not have a viewfinder. This allowed me to see the type of shot I was using and accurately position the camera on the tripod. I used a medium-sized tripod with a GoPro mount, which allowed me to keep my camera stable as well as allowing me to do panning shots much more smoothly using the handle that it comes with. This tripod was a medium height but could be adjusted at the legs, allowing me to easily do steady shots from all heights. I used a microSD to film all of my shots and then plugged it into an adapter to be able to insert it into the Mac to download the files. For the post-production stage of my process, I used Final Cut Pro to produce and edit my footage for my short film. This software allowed me to slow my pieces of footage down that I will use to represent present day, using the retime feature and slowing the pieces of footage down to 50%. This software also allowed me to give my current shots a blue tint using the preset colour filter I made, using a colour board and finding a shade of dark blue that made my shots look more solemn. This idea to filter my shots with a blue tint was presented by a member of my focus group during my audience feedback. This is effective as it separates the two different time frames and clearly represents the sorrow the couple are feeling after their breakup. Final Cut Pro also allowed me to edit my shots by cropping and cutting them to make my final piece continual. It also allowed me to delete the sound I picked up when filming, as the entire thing was going to be voice-overed with music, and therefore I did not need any diegetic sound. When I found difficulties using software, I used YouTube to look up tutorials on how to carry out the task I could not do at first. This was helpful not only in the production of my main product, but also my ancillaries. I also used the site Dafont to find free varieties of fonts and look at which one would be best, not only on my production, but also my ancillaries. I used InDesign to create my film review, as this software allowed me to create a final piece that looked very similar to the ones in Empire, due to its many features that allowed me to split my page equally in 3 columns to create the newspaper-like style writing that is evident in Empire. This software also allowed me to add images, text and a border. InDesign allowed me to produce my film review following the style of an example from Empire. I could replicate the layout colours and the downloaded fonts and position them in the place, as in the magazine, to make it look as if it was just pulled straight from an issue. To create my film poster, I used Photoshop and started by using my mock-up as a basis and added my own image as well as rotating it to make it landscape and changing the font to make it more appropriate for the genre, as well as repositioning the text and images to make them fit to the new layout better. And all of this was available through Photoshop software to make my poster however I wanted. I used the quick selection tool to cut out the character to the right and reduce the opacity to only 80%, giving my film poster a unique look, which I was able to do through features available on Photoshop. Media technologies have been crucial in producing both my main project and my ancillaries.